Whoa. What's going on? Whoa, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Jetty Jet Show. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Got my music on, got some coffee. I'm working, things are good, feeling the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a bit random. Hey, what's up, you guys? Ediges. Glad you can make it. The Anderson Project. Jevoian. You are always here, man. Thanks so much. Are you like waiting for me or something? It's crazy. Anyways, I'm working on a manga right now, and I just thought I'd take this opportunity to share with you guys because I wanted to talk about some let's see if I'm sharing some perspective. I'm just gonna take this opportunity to do some perspective because I'm finishing up the first couple pages right now. It's not sharing it. Hold on. And let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. That's the first thing you always got to do. I'm doing pretty good, Javoian. It's unlimited street cred. You know what I'm saying? Unlimited. I'm an unlimited member. Am I sharing yet? Hold on. While I'm watching, just let me know if you guys can see some manga studio on the screen. If you guys can see it, then that'd be great. Or maybe if I restart this page. Hold on. So the show's going to be going on for about an hour and a half. Going to end at around 8 o'clock. I got it set for that. I want to keep this stream nice and short. Just want to talk about perspective and maybe a little extra on the side. And if people want to join, they can join. And then you guys could read the questions. If not, then, you know, it'll just be me talking and drawing. It might be quiet, or I might just sit down and, you know, draw quietly and then read you guys' comments. I think that's pretty cool. I've seen some people. You can see. How come I can't see? Thanks, Jovan. I know some streamers like to stream and they're just quiet and people are drawing in the background. So I got a big old surprise for you guys. That's right, I'm working on manga. And I don't stream manga because it's work and it's like it's not really ready to be shown, but it's like when will you be ready to show? It's like gotta put something out there for you guys to see. Let's hide this. Okay, that's good. Javon, you say you can see, huh? For some reason, I can't see. Let me know what you can see. Like, if you can see this manga page, then that's great. Hello. Anyways, I'm just gonna continue, and hopefully, I'm not looking like a booty. Yeah. Okay. Great. I'm sharing my screen. Oh man, the balance of the universe is corrupt. It's the first time. Oh, it sucks when you guys have to tell me that. It's so true. It's so true. But I got the jitters. I got the jitters because coffee and you know the adrenaline is going. This is from the third chapter of Scurry and Cover. I don't talk about this much again because it's work related and it wasn't ready to release, but now it's ready because the first chapter is ready for you guys to go and read. That's right, it is ready for you guys to read. And I'm gonna say all this again in another video because I actually did a video for how to start manga and layout. Great, thanks. You can see the 6 pages. Okay, good. My other computer's just lagging. So if you guys go scurry.ink in your browser, you should be able to get this page, and it's the first chapter that I worked on. Scurry and Cover. It's pretty exciting. First chapter ever out. But I'll let you guys go figure that out. I don't wanna talk too much about it. You guys can go read it. Yeah. Today I'm just working. I gotta get work done. So what are we gonna be working on? Basically, I am going to be showing you guys quick little tips on perspective. since this is a third chapter, I don't want to spoil too much. You kind of just have to figure it out, and it's only the 6th page, so I'm not giving away too much. Kind of the last opportunity to share perspective. If I were to talk about perspective later, I'd be on probably the 7th pages and on, which is a little further along in the story, and that wouldn't make any sense because the dogs are going crazy. Did I also do the story? No, Chris Williams did it. It's the guy I'm working for. Great guy. He hired me, and he's the writer, and he also did the ballooning for this story, and he also did the website's title for the story. Currently, I'm bidding to do my own cover title for him, but I wasn't hired for the cover the title. So let him know what you guys think about the title, and then I'm gonna show you guys my titles. Actually, I did my own right here. He likes them. It's just we're still deciding what to do with them. We got the super painterly kanji-esque kind of title. Yeah, write your comments. Let me know. Let him know what you think about these titles, because we're debating whether to go with his titles or my titles. You know, it's a toss-up. So yeah, that's that. So I can't click around these. I can't click around these layers too much. It's gonna be, oh man, I'm giving away too much. Oh. Okay. Let's stick with the first page. So, all right. How do I figure out these How do I figure out the perspective for the panels? As you can see, this has like door. This door's coming at us. This door's coming at us this way, and then this has got like a 2-point perspective thing going on here. How am I laying these down? Well, first of all, now this is a little more advanced. I can't break it down like step by step. That's gonna be in the edited videos. This is a live stream, so I'm gonna tackle specific subjects. So right now we're only focusing on the perspective and how to use that in Manga Studio. So if you're pretty good with like comics and stuff, and you're just trying to figure this out for Manga Studio, then here it is. I first draft out all of the lines for the characters. Now this is rough draft stage number 2. If you guys notice, there's a rough draft stage number 1. There's going to be inks over it. Rough draft stage number 1 is considered, for me, layout. You're just trying to figure out the basic layout, where the characters are. Let's just turn these off. So like where the characters are facing, what kind of details, like this is a hardwood floor, that's a couch. It's really rough. How their gestures, what their gestures are doing, and that's generally what layout is, and where the characters are placed. A lot of what layout is just placement. Number 2 is rough drafting the layouts to get you ready for inks. So this is where you start putting in some solid perspective lines. And why isn't this? Maybe it's not working. Chodamane kudasai. Oh, there, it works. It works. Yay. It works. Cool. I just had to refresh the page. On my other computer, I'm like looking at comments and the video on the other computer, and it was like spinning the whole time. Anyways, so yeah, I lay down the first thing I do is, after I've got the layouts down, I block in all of the characters. I just started this process, and I'm learning the process as I go. And right now, I found it very effective if you first get the layouts, and then lay down the characters. See, characters on a separate, on the first on a separate layer, all on one layer here. Then watch this. See, I've only started it for page 4, 5, and 6, so I'm going to show you guys part 6. But what I do is for page 4, see, what I do is I didn't do it for these ones, but each perspective layer, I label them by panels, panel 1, 2, and 3. This way we can have separate perspective guides per panel. So that, because you can't lock your perspective lines again like with on the same layer, so you need them separate. And I'll explain that in a second. So that's page 4. Page 5, I said, hey, let's try that again. Let's try that again. This time, I really want to add it with like separate. See, like I got 1. Let's keep these organized. 1, 2. And after I explain all this, I'm gonna be pretty chill. I'm gonna read you guys' comments and just like chill work. You know what I mean, for the page 6. And then maybe the stream's gonna end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got that, and then I'm gonna turn these on. See how the perspective lines are showing up, and they get pretty messy unless you turn them off. And a quick little way to turn it on and off. I'll tell you that in a second. First thing, just talk about what I'm doing. So yeah, they're all on separate layers, and I'm drawing the lines on the separate layers. See? All right. So that's what we're doing. And I was like, right here, and I was like, you know what? Let's stream. Here's a 1-point perspective, and then I'm going to show the guides. I'm going to hold Shift, click on it, and it's going to show up. See, the guides. Shift is important because before I would right-click and then click Show Ruler. I'm like, man, it's taking me forever. And hide ruler, show ruler, hide ruler. Press Shift, click on it, gone with it on. See, good. All right, let's do this simple one here. I think this is a 1-person perspective. We're looking at this one here, okay? I'm gonna lay down the. Wait a second. Is my face showing you guys? Oh, my face ain't showing. Oh, my face is show. What? Oh no. Oh no. Something's wrong with my connection right now, my computer. You read the chapter already? Dang, Jiven, that's fast. Thanks, man. You're like the first, one of the first, probably. Share it with your friends. Keep it going, because if you guys support it, then I can continue working on it. It's always good, and it's free to read. Okay. I know I cut out for a second there, but I'm back. So, all kinds of technical difficulties, but that's because it's live and I don't got a team. Not yet, anyway. Maybe when I do this full time. First thing is check out this panel here, number 2. So I have panel 1. I have panel number 1 with the perspective guide. First thing I do is I go up here to layer. I'm going to go to ruler, frame, and you can do this for separate drawings, but I'm just doing it for a manga. So if you're working on an illustration and you need help with perspective, this is how you do it. You go to layer, ruler, and create perspective ruler. And then depending on what you want 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective. I believe by looking at this, first you gotta gauge it. See, I'm gonna look at the lines like this. Okay, I have that lines going like that. That's gonna be 1 point. Thinking of it like that. I think that works. Yeah. So, especially for demonstration, since it's 1 point, that's going to be a lot easier to explain. Okay, we're starting with 1 point. The first thing you're going to notice is the layer is going to pop up on the very bottom. I'm going to pull that all the way up so it's all nice and organized. And it's going to go into page 6. And I'm going to clip it right there, and I'm going to relabel it, always organized. I wasn't always organized, but you got to learn to be organized, because after a while you're dealing with a lot of just layers piling up against each other. It's like, what's what? Oh my god! Could you imagine none of this being labeled? Yeah, that would be a headache. So now it's underneath number 1, and I called it number 2, and I don't see it. I don't see it. Where is it? The way you see it, okay, is you pop out. Okay, now look, there it is. these pink lines. If you don't see it, you gotta press O. So okay, watch. Let's talk about the keys to manage these perspective guides, because that's always been the trickiest part for me. Pressing O. Well, actually, that's a hotkey that I've chosen. It's this box here. So I've made it. Oh, it's called the Select tool. If you go up, to your custom keys and all that stuff, you can change it to O if you feel like. For me, it's O. I click O, and then I get this white pointer, and I'm able to click it and drag it around. This blue one gives me the ability to move them all at the same time. See? But the pink lines, if you can see it, are snapped. Oh, see, that's what happens when I click the square. If you start moving around, wait, what's that? No, that's good. It's a circle. So if you're clicking on the circle and then this is the horizon line and you've made it diagonal and you're like, oh no, that means you're tilting the camera, like you're looking at it diagonal. You want to fix that? You just got to hold on Shift, and it'll lock it right back to where it should be. Let me see. Wait a second. No, okay. So if you want to get like a tilt, like I forgot what they're called. I want to say a Dutch tilt or something. Dutch. I don't know. It's just when you're holding the cameras diagonally, and it's for effect and stuff. For like, say, if you're a flying shot or like an airplane or something, you want that horizon to be diagonal. But if you don't want it, find that plus sign. See, and that's one of the problems in Manga Studio. The symbols are a little small sometimes, but I think they do that so that they don't get mixed up with the drawing. You want to see the drawing at all times, so they favorite the drawing over the symbols. So if you're like Cricket here, and you're like, oh no, I want it to be perfectly straight again. Hold Shift, it'll snap it perfect. Okay, so that's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, if you just want to move it around like this, like, and everything just remain the same, just click on it, move it around. This is the center of the vanishing point. Not vanishing point, but it is the center of the perspective guide. That's all it is. It is also the vertical of the perspective, and depending on where this circle is, let's see, can I move it? Oops. Oh no, you move. Okay, anyways, this is a good one. Okay, this is a good one. To have the line stop working, see how it's green? You click on these squares, these diamonds. So that's a problem that I found, and I just figured it out myself, because actually, I didn't notice the official Manga Studio tutorials talking about this. So to move them around, click the circle. To deactivate the perspective line, I don't want that line to be active anymore. You click on the diamond. So if I were to draw now, okay, so it's locking up and down. See the verticals? It's locked to the vertical lines. See? Because the vertical is still purple. So where is it at? And that's where it gets complicated, because you can't find. Oh, press O. You don't see the little symbols? Click on the select tool. Now you can see the tool. If you're not on it, then you don't see it. So if you press O and you have it active, click on it, you can see it. I'm going to press this diamond. Sorry. I press this diamond, it disables the vertical line. Press this diamond, it disables the horizontal line. And I should be able to draw in any area. Yeah, see? And I can draw whatever I want. But I rarely need that function to work. Like, I don't want to disable it this way. If I want to disable my perspective lines, all I do is go down here and I hold Shift and I click it away like this. This way, it's disabled. Hold on, let's make sure it works that way. Let's first turn them on. Turn on select tool, click on the line, come over here, turn them on, turn them on. And this is where it gets tricky, and that's why it becomes kind of a pain to use perspective lines. But once you figure it out, it's really, really useful and effective. Like I kid you not, I would not. I have to use it now. You know, it just makes things look very nice and professional. There. So now they're all turned on, and the beauty of having them turned on is I can draw now these perspective lines without having to like hold shift or anything. It just locks every time. That's how we get the perspective lines. Let's move this up. Let's move this up. And there you go, see? So it locks not only your 1-point vanishing point, it also locks wherever you need it to be perfectly horizontal. Is it not turned on? Perfectly horizontal. Perfectly horizontal again. So you can lock perfectly horizontals. See? You can perfectly verticals and then horizontals. You get it. You get it. And then you get the vanishing. Now sometimes you're like, I want it to go this way. I want it to go this way. Why isn't it going this way? It also depends on the way you're stroking. So if you're going down this way, it's going to lock this way. And then if you want it to go this way, you're going from left to right, and this is right to left. And that'll make sense when you have 2-point perspective. Right now it's 1 point, so it doesn't matter which direction you're going. All this stuff, self-taught, self-learned. Yeah, if you don't have Manga Studio, man, I'm sorry. This is Manga Studio thing. Like a volume cover art where it's colored. There's probably going to be a volume cover art coming out soon. I won't be doing it. There's also another artist working on this. They're putting out like short strips, like quicker. My like the full chapters, the one that I handle will be released once every 8th week. So that we already have the 1st and 2nd chapter done. I'm working on the 3rd one. So every 8th week we'll like pop out a new one. So check back every 8th week for our new chapters. All right. Good question. All right. So now you know how to manage these perspective guides. You know that you have to go to layer and you go to make special create. Is it layer? Selection layer, ruler frame. Yeah, so you go to layer, ruler frame, create perspective ruler. And that's one of the tricky things too, is finding this perspective ruler. I had a hard time just finding that. It's like you go to layer, ruler frame, and then create perspective ruler. To manipulate them, you press your select tool, which is O for me, and you press the O button to move them around, and you turn it on and off by clicking the diamond, the little diamond there. And if you want to just turn them all off, just hold shift, click on it, and it's away. So it's on, like they're on, but I can draw freely. And I hold on shift again and they're back on. Bow. And you can draw directly on that layer, which is nice. I think that's new. Before you would create the ruler in one layer and then you draw over it on top of it. I think that was the case, but that's how I did it before, and I was just like, that's painful. So I'm learning as I go, and things are getting easier and funner. Funner's not a word. It's okay. Yeah. Let's put them in. Let's put our perspective lines in. See how they turn off and on, off, on, off, on. Okay. So I'm going here. I'm going to the green. I'm gonna pull it all the way up to where I'm looking. Now, always keep in mind, if you're new to perspective, just imagine this circle is where our eye's going to be looking, or the level of our eye. So, in this case, we're looking down, right? if we're looking down, our head, so I guess this would be our vantage point, our head height. We can be the same height as this guy. I'm going to put it right here because that's probably where his head is. So if we're standing there, all the lines will line up, the perspective lines will line up with that point up here. And let's see. And then what we do is we line up. If I could find a, see, it's getting tricky because I can't find my, oh shoot, where is it? Okay, I know that's there. This one is here. Okay, so sometimes see how I can get lost? One of those things, like, I guess they should do like some sort of highlight that makes it like pop out quickly, and then if you go in close, it'll disappear. But you need to bring it down here, and so it doesn't get lost again. And so it doesn't get lost, it does get highlighted, I guess. You bring it up close to your vanishing point. Oh, here's the other one. See? So now they're close for us to see. Line them up to where these lines are. So I have a table drawn, and it's really rough. I'm going to line it up like that. But we're standing right over here, like kind of behind him. And so the table lines are going to be right here, kind of like this. And there's like, sometimes you just wing it, you know, like it's not quite like, oh, is that the correct spot? Sometimes you just, if it looks right, then it works. So like I drew my sketch lines for the table to be doing these lines in this direction. So in order for that to work, I'm going to have to pretend like I'm standing over here. And I can erase it. And this is the good thing about doing your characters first, is that if I were to draw my perspective lines behind him, which is something I'll need to do from time to time, I can draw underneath him and then erase it over him like this. And that's really useful. For example, if I were to be like right here, look at all these lines. We got a dining table here, a bookshelf there, and they kind of go through them. I can erase it. I'm not on that layer, so I can't erase it now, but you get the point. This is a better example. So like I did these this wall perspective lines, and these won't be the finishing lines either. I'm gonna make it look like bricks, actual bricks. These are actually going to be just guides for the bricks. But as you can see, I'm erasing it, and there's like a little space from the line to her, because you don't want it to intersect with her all the way. Should I take another shot of coffee? Yeah, I should. So yeah, just perspective alone for manga is a big subject to handle, and you can cover all that just in one video, and that's why I'm not going to cover everything about manga making. There's just too much to do. So right here in this shot, what's going on? There's just going to be a video game going on in the TV in the background, and he's basically pressing pause on the game. So I'm going to just draw in these lines here. Since I can do verticals and horizontals, verticals. I want the game to be centered. So if I want it centered, should the TV be that big? You gotta also imagine how big is that TV in relation to where he's sitting. And I think that's a little more. Watch this. Okay, so if this is the edge of the table, where would the edge of the TV be? It would be here. It would pass the table a little bit. You know what I mean? If you had the edge of the TV over here, I'm going to show you a little something. If you had the edge of the TV over here, alright, and your edge of the table is over here, you're basically saying from top view that your TV's over here and your table's over here like this, and you're sitting on the couch over here. So I'm looking on top. How are you gonna see the TV if it's way over here? Does that make sense? Our vision is looking this way. You want to have the TV line up to where you're sitting, and that's what this guide is here. And everything is subject to change. Always customizable, you know. So if the table's over there, why not just lay the table over here? It's like, oh, okay, now we're good. Now we're good. And I think maybe that works even better because it tells us that's a table. Making sense. Making sense. Getting there. Getting there. Yeah. If I go this way a little bit, I think that's fine because I think the TV's bigger than the table. Aha. 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 But here's a problem with composition. If you notice, this table is halfway of the picture, and that's just a little rule that I stick with. A simple little trick is in composition, nothing is really divided perfectly in half unless you're trying to go for something like something symbolic, like one person over here looking directly at this person over here, and everything's so centered, and they're just two worlds collide, kind of thing. So it's when things are arranged symmetrically like that, those usually have a commentary, like some sort of meaning to it, and that's what that is. I can't believe you guys are here sitting listening to me talk. It's crazy. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm just gonna settle with this table being here, and maybe a little bit further back. So even though the rough drafts say one thing, you can still change it. Hey, how's it going? I'm Rish Patel. How you doing, man? Doing pretty good. Yeah, so once I get all these, once I tell you about all this stuff, I'm gonna try and be quiet. It's a small table. There. There's gonna be platform here. Table. It's gotta have a table of its own. Like this. So I'm just trying to visualize the lines for the table and the objects that I'm going to basically draw in later. So first thing, instead of drawing the table, let's draw the table of the TV stand. It's a small little table. I have one of these in my living room, so it's good to always refer back to like what you have in your house. You know, if you're like you don't have any ideas, think about how your layout of your house is and how things work in your house to make sense of the things you're drawing, and then try to expand from that later on. So already it looks like it's sitting on something, and this is the stand. Look how easy it is. How everything's just like snapping there for me, and I think that's why I had the table so low in the beginning. It's because I wanted to show some of that stand, and in the end, things ended up looking like it snaps to what I wanted. Let's put the game station on the left side. Game station. I don't know what he's playing, but it's a game station. We'll do these little. Look, I'm going to turn it off really quick by holding Shift. Bow. Done. Now I can draw however I want. There. These dots are going to tell me that's the game system there. We're going to put some chords going out like this, because he still uses chords in this world. 2 chords. Let's do 2 chords. 2 chords, and that's it. That's enough information to and then we offset it with some objects going this way, and that perspective is off. Like it doesn't look flat enough. It doesn't look flat enough for the surface. So if it doesn't look flat enough, make the object flatter. Illusions. See? So he's got like other games lying around messily in that direction. I suck at perspective too, you know what I mean? But it's okay. It's okay. You get better. You get better. Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say, but okay. Maybe it'll come back to me. See this? If I were to freehand that, oops. If I were to go this way and I go, this is the perspective. I don't know for sure. I don't know if that's the actual line for it. So I'm going to turn it back on, holding shift. Boom. Boom. Uh-oh. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Bada bop boom. Hey. Like that, see? Turn it back off and add in organic shapes. Maybe the controller. The controller. The controllers. You know? I'm not sure how he's turning off. He did something with this controller. Maybe he turned on the volume. Yeah. Yeah, he turned on the volume. So that's what it was. The game's already paused when he went to go get the door. And now he's just pressing. See how this is? See how this line goes this way and this way? How am I going to figure out this line for the chord? The chord... Whatever. Let's have some out of the shot. Out of the shot. It's always good to out of the shot some things. That means if you crop things, that tends to give you the feeling that there's a world outside of yeah. And why am I having so much trouble with this chord? I don't know. Because I don't want to go this way. It's gonna look like it's attached there, and that's a tangent. You go opposite, like this. That means it went there and it went down underneath the table, snaked around, and then back up this way. Maybe this one. Yeah. Same with this one. Okay. And this crop is too much tangents going on. All right. Cool. Cool. Haha. Ever since I started to do manga, I realized how insane backgrounds are. Now I wonder if mangakas have assistants to do that. Yeah, that would be cool to have an assistant. Since this is a straight line, see, I'm not locked in. I'm just gonna hold on shift now, lock back in, and it doesn't matter where I am in the game. I mean, on the drawing. Doesn't matter where I am. If you have a deliberate motion on your pad, it'll know you're going diagonal, vertical or horizontal. But if you go like this, see, it knows when. Sometimes it'll snap vertical and stuff, but just try to be as deliberate as possible in a large kind of stroke. And I think that looks like a video game playing system station. That's enough for that. Okay. Okay. Hold up. We done, boys. Okay, hold on, shift, turn it off. So we have, that's the second panel of page 6. See how I did that? Page 6, second panel. Hold shift, turn it off. Let's do another one. I'm going to layer, ruler frame, create perspective ruler. I'm going to look at this one. This is, shoot, let's zoom in first. Let's look at this. This would be, so we have lines for this table, or this computer going this way. Do we have one going this way? Nope, that's it. That's 1 point. I'm still thinking. Nope, 1 point. There. That's it. And I'm gonna quickly, before I run out of time, tell you where I would get a 2 point, because this is gonna be another 1 point, I think, for this one. Yeah, this is another 1 point. Let me show you what a 2 point looks like. This is a 2 point. Table goes this way, lengthwise, and then widthwise it goes this way. So if you notice this chair slightly has a turn this way, the seat, and then it goes back up this way slightly. That's a 2-point. Same with this house. Big old 2-point. Rarely I use 3 points. This is a 2-point. It goes this way, and then for the loops, they go this way. Same for the arc. We have lines going this way, and then lines this way. 2 points. 2-point this one. Yeah, 2-point. That would be 2-point, but you don't really see the other line going the other way. It would be this way. Like if I were to draw some of the little creases, it would follow the perspective going this way. See how crappy that perspective is? It would be opposite to these ones. So that's a 2-point. 2-point. This is 2-point. And this would be 2-point. This is a 1-point. Okay. So again, let's do a 1-point. Going to layer ruler frame. Create ruler bar. I don't think I'm gonna be quiet. Actually, no, I'm going to be quiet. Let's focus. I'm gonna be quiet, but I'm gonna read you guys' comments and talk to you guys while I draw. Hope you guys got music. I got my music. It's in my head. I mean, my ears. I got music on. I need to redo my website so bad. Redo it, brother. Redo it. If you feel that way, do it. Oh, HTML code. So where's everybody from? 34 views, 34 watching. Oh, glad to have you guys here. I'm going to stop this at 8 o'clock for me. Right now it's 7 p.m. So we're going to go for a full hour and try to do this page. And I am sorry I'm late. That's one of the things I wanted to say. I had a lot of stuff going on like I always do. But yeah, I was supposed to get you guys an episode every Friday, right? So everything I'm doing right now, just you should be able to figure out what I'm doing, even if I'm not saying it because I've explained it. So you're like, oh, he's moving it because he needs the line to match his vanishing point. So if I'm sitting, imagine you are holding a camera. I'm sitting eye level to this dude. I'm not sitting down here, otherwise we would see under his chin. But no, everything's lined up. We're sitting perfectly across from him, same height. Now the computer's going to line up this way. Where's the other line? There might be a way to make them more clear to see. I just haven't seen it yet. Look at that. See how it's way over here? I don't need it to be over there. So if it were to make it like a big old red dot, maybe that'll help. So then if I were to zoom out like this, I'm like, oh, there it is. Oh, that's kind of a good. It's kind of a neat way, but still, it's not clear enough. It's not a red dot until you click it. So the couch behind him, I won't see. Computer, I'm pretty sure these lines are pretty much just for that little bit of the table and some for the computer. Not much other than that. So let's begin laying down the little guides. There. See, now I know the laptop wouldn't be going up that way. Now, how much of the computer screen is he on the edge of the computer or is he on the center of the screen? I want him to be in the center. If I want him to be on the center, this goes here. Now, I wouldn't put that line here. Oh, let's turn it off. I wouldn't put this line here. because then he's on the corner. Go behind it, and now he's in the center. And this is gonna start giving you trouble. If you start drawing lines that you need to erase, be careful. See, I just had to go back to my organic. I guess we'll call that organic layer. That's basically one layer for all the characters and organic objects that can change its shape. But I'm not drawing in things that require perspective. That's for each separate perspective layer. So if you want to just leave, just like keep the characters the same, and don't draw any like laptops or chairs or anything. That's probably the safest way. So because then I can just draw them all in one layer and not worry about that later. So this is this. Table here maybe. Some lines here. He's got the table laptop here. So see this line here? That's going to be the laptop back, laptop. See how this line's going this way? My guess was going this way. And some of us may think this is cheating, you know, like traditional dudes. Maybe you're cheating. You're using so many cheating cheats. Well, you know what? Using you're utilizing a program, your equipment. It's the same thing as saying like you're using a paintbrush to paint. Are you cheating? No, you're just using a tool. These are all tools. It's just a different way of doing it, and it just makes your life easier. So it's not cheating. It's not cheating. Turn it off. Trust me, I've had my fair share of painting things traditionally and drawing things traditionally. And the way you would do perspective lines, the problem with that, it was so hard. So hard. You need a long kind of piece of paper. And then you would, am I on the right one? Oh shoot, no I'm not. I'm on page 5. Be on page 6. Okay. You need a long piece of paper, and if you were to have like 2 vanishing points, say for example this one, and your paper, you can't draw like this is the size of your paper, and you wanted the vanishing point to end here and here. What you would do is you would actually tape another piece of paper behind it so that you can draw this, and then have rulers to extend from that point. And I've done that, and it's back-breaking labor. Doesn't break your back, no. After a while, it might break your knuckles and wrists. No, seriously, your wrists and your back. Yeah, I think if you're sitting there straining for a long time because you have to do this the old-fashioned way, I'm pretty sure it's gonna take longer, and then you're just gonna spend like more time on your drawings, and over time it wears away your back. So yes, back-breaking labor. Ha 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 ha. Oh. So I think I've covered everything there is to cover in terms of laying your perspective lines down. Oops. There's going to be a chair over there. Chair over here. Chair. How do I know how high the chair is? If I'm sitting eye level, if it's the chair up here, that means it's all the way above his head. Usually, like, I'm just going to lean back real quick on my chair. I'm going to feel against my chair in relation and say, hey, it's a little bit below my shoulders. So if his shoulder's over here, you know, it just depends on how high you want your chair to be. Do you want it below his shoulders? Yes, I do. And that's where the chair is. And it's a clear kind of cutout for a reason. Turning back the perspective line. Uh-oh. Okay. I thought I was going to have to do two perspectives. So I'm using boxes. I'm using boxy shapes. But that's just as guides. Like, I just need them to be that shape for now. I will go back in later and make them more rounded. Because unless you're going for that super minimalistic furniture design, you don't want boxy chairs. So that's that. I think that's good. Like this. So there's a chair over there. Why? Why do we have a chair over there? It's a job interview, man. Job interview. Jenny, I'm reading, writing and illustrating the graphic novel, everything you need to know, create great work, and get it published by Daniel Cooney. Oh, and writing and illustrating the graphic novel. Oh. Daniel Cooney, everything you need to know. Cool. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There's a lot of good books. I got a couple of them that I still need to read through. I'm sure there's what we have. Framed Ink. Framed Ink. That's a really good one. Everybody keeps saying that's a good one, so I went and got it. I still have to read it. A lot of these books I still have to read, which probably do me a lot of good. A lot of the knowledge that I have is just basic perspective. Like I know all the types of different perspectives, and there's a lot of them. You probably need to only learn like 3 of them to get, for everything. For 1.2 perspective, 3-point perspective. But to have a really good grasp, learn 10 of them, and I'll probably break them all down in other videos. But once you learn like 10 of them, you're pretty much ready to go. But there is an art to how you compose these perspective guides in your manga, and that's why there are books on them. So a good one is Understanding Comics: The Invisible Art by Scott McCloud. Type in Scott McCloud. He's a good guy. I can tell by his pages that there's a lot of valuable information in there. Just have not yet read through them yet. I read like 20 pages, and that was just like enough. Like it's like 100 pages long. But yeah, definitely grab a book on perspective. There's a lot of them. Scott Robertson. I know that's a good one. Oh, welcome to the Yeti Show. What's up, Sycra? Welcome to the Yeti Show. Oh shoot, my screen's turning red. Dude, Sycra, if you want to join, please. It would be cool if you can join. Because I'm like talking and everything at the same time, hella fast. But I pretty much got all the instructional part done, which means I can just sit and relax a little bit. And we can just chill, man. So yeah, if you want, I'm just gonna send you a little invite. Just you though. just you today. Because I don't think it was I don't think we got to like catch up very much the last time we streamed. But if you're busy, man, do your thing. Don't worry about me. But you know how it is. You're always invited at the Jetty Jet Show. Okay, you're invited. So pop in whenever you like. How are we doing on time? We got another 40 minutes before we disable. Yeah. We want in this. Okay, so that's the chair. So I'm looking away. I looked away after I talked about the books and all that stuff, and I'm like, What's going on over here? Is that the table or is that the chair or which one is it? Getting a new kind of fresh look at things is a good way to always kind of gauge where your drawing is at and how better to fix it, improve it. So look away from your drawing. Look away from your drawing sometimes. I don't think that's a clear enough representation of a chair. Yeah, and this chair right here, this looks like a weird kind of, like looking back, it's like a toy chair. Hey, what's up, man?
How you
What's
doing,
up,
Jet?
Sycra?
How you doing, Jet?
I'm doing it again.
I just caught you, and I was like, whoa,
You
it's
caught me, man.
4 a.m. I'm gonna go to sleep soon, but I
Okay.
saw you were streaming, and I was like, whoa, it's Jetty Jet from the Jetty Jet show. I heard of him.
I heard of you. I know you,
Yeah.
Sycra. How you been, man?
I've been good. I've been busy, but good.
Yeah.
For
It's good.
convention stuff. Are you going to
Oh,
any conventions?
you know what? I am. Man, I am.
Which one?
I want to go to the Anime Expo. I haven't been
Anime
to one
Expo?
since like 2004.
Are you gonna be having a booth or just
Yeah. I talked with Cynics, and
yeah?
like, yeah, he wants me to figure it out and then just give him the details and we're gonna do it. And dude, if you do it
I
with
can't.
us, that'd be freaking amazing.
Yeah, but that's a lot of far away, and I don't have a
That's a
passport
lot.
right now.
Oh
Hmm,
shoot, you're still figuring that out.
yeah, I'm still figuring
Yeah.
that out.
How long has it been, man?
It's gonna be a while. It's still gonna be a while. The bureaucracy is very slow.
Dude, you've been
Very
dealing with that for
slow.
like a year now.
Yeah, man. It's not a year, but it's like a few months. A few
Something.
months. These
Something.
things take time.
Yeah.
But that's cool. You'll be there with Six. He can be all like, Jack, you should do all the work for me. Whatever. I don't care.
Just send
Whatever.
me the bill. Send me the bill. I'll take care of that. Just figure everything out. So yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to him about it before his stream, I think 2 days ago, 3 days ago or something.
Mhm.
Because we talked about doing a convention last year and it didn't fall through because I'm a boo boo head, as always.
Oh, you got a boo
A
boo on
boo
your
boo.
head? You got that
I got a
stuff?
boo boo on my head.
Some some people got a doo doo on their head. It's better to have a boo boo on your head than a doo doo on your head. I think that's true.
Oh
Sometimes I'm
shit.
walking outside and a bird decides I'm gonna give you a present and done give me a doo doo on my head.
You ever watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah, one of the funniest episodes. I was rolling around laughing for days on this one episode. He like threw like a tennis ball at this girl's head to get her like distracted from something, and then
Hmm.
she like, what was that? And then he bird doo dooed on your head.
Well, birds do that. So
He goes, a bird just doo dooed on your head. Like that's the funniest thing you would tell a girl.
let a bird doo doo on her head?
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like that's a pickup line. You walk up to a girl and just she's like, ooh, what was that? Bird just doo dooed on your head.
But if it was a tennis ball, it wouldn't leave a mark.
It would not. It was. It would
But if
not.
a bird doo dooed, you wouldn't know. You would touch it and be like, oh god.
That,
You know
that's
when
the
I
funny
was
thing about it. It's just, yeah.
when I was growing up, because for
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, I'm brown. So kids in
Me
my
too.
school were pretty racist, and they were saying like, "Oh, you're brown, so you're poo. You're made out of poo." And I said, "Well, you're white, so you're bird poo."
Ah! That's because Sycra is so clever. Quick. He's quick with it. He's quick on the draw.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd probably just stand there like, oh yeah, you're a doo doo head. That's it. Like.
yeah.
My comebacks are
Yeah.
pretty lame.
No, man.
I feel it's most insulting when you can like just give them like a second grader insults like today, like I'm 28 and I'd still tell a person,
You're
you're
28, Jet.
yeah man, yeah bro,
Whoa.
I'm like your little brother, remember?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are. And also mother. That's been a while.
Nah.
Should I be checking your chat questions? Do you guys have
Um,
questions for Jetty Jet from the Jetty Jet show?
I
What are
guess
you doing? First of all, did you already talk about what you're doing and I missed it? You probably did.
uh, I did. I'm just working on Scurry and Cover, a manga that I've been working on for Chris Williams, a writer, and the website that the manga is up for you to read at scurry.inc, and it's called Scurry and Cover. Ain't
Scurry.inc?
Yeah, scurry.inc. That's the website. And
Oh man, I'm looking
I
at it
didn't
right
do the
now.
ballooning and text. I just did the drawings. The tones have been changed and amped up a little bit using like a vectorized version of the tones that I did, so they're a little bit punchier than mine's, which I think
Yeah.
helps pop the drawings out a bit. So this
Yeah.
time around, I will be doing the tones correctly.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, these
Yeah,
tones are mine. So
yours were a bit more subtle, weren't they?
they're very subtle. These are my tones, but in Manga Studio, you can just like there's a function where you can just change how much you want them to punch. And there's a little Easter egg that I don't think you can really see, but the tones are actually little ninja stars. I said it. I know.
They are?
That apparently from Chris. That's what he said.
The tones are ninja stars.
There's I think there's a way to turn on the resolution, turn up the resolution that you can see them, but there are many
Oh, because it's
ninja.
vectors. Yeah. Cool.
Oh yeah, so the story is about for those who have not read it yet or don't know, it's about granddaughter, grandfather rat people who move into the
Not
city
safe
and
for
learn
work.
to live a city life and integrate with society, and it deals with a lot of things like prejudice and just adapting to life and things like that. Just a lot of funny moments, a lot of action. There, she's a martial artist, so she's got like this almost superhuman strength. Not quite, just she's really agile and she can kick your butt. And
Yeah.
that's this girl. Her name is Nozomi. Her grandfather's name is Chu. They run around and live life, and it's pretty much a slice of life genre, if you were to categorize it. And you
Yeah.
just kind of you just go along with their life.
Yeah.
I didn't explain that because I just said leave it up to you guys to read it, but there I just explained it. Explained it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of surprises people don't see coming. You know,
Yeah,
it's
there's a
one of
lot.
those things. You think you know what it's all about, but it's probably got a lot of twists and turns and
There,
ups and downs, and
there's a lot of twists and turns, ups and downs. That's what makes stories good. I didn't write the story, guys. It's by Chris. Somebody asked me that.
do you still have a story? I know your story.
Oh,
Are
you
you
know
still
all
gonna do?
about it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Are
called
you?
Ocarina of Time.
It's not, but it's cool. I can't
You have
wait
a
for you
story
to.
too, and it's cool. Man,
Yeah, Gavoian says he wants to see it, but there's nothing to see, Gavoian. It's in the early stages. You got to plan these things out. You can't just make a manga.
yeah.
Some people do. Some people do.
Some people do. I see.
Yes, we're taking questions, laughing chinchilla. We're taking questions.
Yeah, we're taking questions.
Are we?
Yeah, we'll take questions. If you want to ask
Yeah.
questions, ask questions.
Yeah.
But I think a good way to start for any manga. I didn't want to cover too much today. It's just for this like tutorial, I covered basically all the things you need to know on how to like put out basic perspective guides and stuff like that. So I covered that today.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's very helpful, and that's one of the coolest things about Manga Studio.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to, I think that one's. I've been beating this one forever. Let's just keep going. Create perspective ruler. So if you guys are looking, this one, what kind of perspective do you think that is? Sycra, is that a 2-point or is it a 1-point? You see the floor, you see the chair. What do you think that is?
I think that's a 1-point, Jet.
He said it's a 1-point. Let's go with a 1-point. You are correct. Come on down.
You could say it's a 3-point if you're looking down on the girl, but that gets too complicated.
It gets complicated, right? So it really is up to you, right, to figure that out.
Yeah, I think it's safe to do a 1-point if you can get away with it, because 3-point, you know.
For me, organic things, I can just wing it, right? You know what I mean? It's like an organic subject. You don't need to like line up the shoulders and the shoulders that way. That would be more of a structural thing. So since she's organic, learn your perspective and draw her in that perspective. But yes, Sycra is correct. It can be a 3-point perspective, but try and always simplify your things so you don't make things harder on yourself.
I think you just need you need a little bit of perspective, and then your brain sort of starts to see it in 3D. Do you get that? Because I get that. Where I just put it in like the roughest perspective, and my brain's like, oh, okay, so that's 3D.
Exactly. So right now I'm just doing rough draft perspectives. This isn't the ink stage yet, So it's like all these perspective lines are just there to just kind of just get your brain like moving, and then when I do lay down the real lines, I know exactly what. Oh, not exactly. I have an idea of what I want because I don't know yet.
All right, we got some questions coming in, but I don't know if I should answer the ones about me. I should answer the ones about you, Jet. Okay. Is learning proportion just a matter of practice and time? That's what Zeta Wolf asks.
Yeah, it's all mileage. This is a game of mileage and how far you've gone, how much drawings you've done, and how much you've covered.
Yeah.
Like if you were to count pages in drawings, like a sketchbook, if I drew 100,000 pages and you drew like 1,000 pages, who do you think has more experience in drawing? Like whatever you're drawing.
That's a tough question.
It's a tough one. It's a math question. It makes it hard. I know.
So you did 100 times more. I guess it's about
100,000.
But yeah, it's pretty much that. I've been thinking about this a lot more lately about how there's a lot of tutorials online, but probably the best thing is just draw a lot. But it's one of those things that it's not satisfying to hear, because when you're starting out, you want to know the secret. You want to know the tips and the tricks to make everything go smoother. But it's one of these things. I was thinking about this where I remember when I was young, I would look up to these comic book artists, and like the ones I really liked, these superstar artists. They would always say, "Oh, I don't know, I just drew. I just like they would. How'd you get so good? I would just draw." And then you would hear the art teachers in art school, and the thing is, they would say, "Oh, you have to learn these fundamentals and anatomy and all this stuff." But when I would look at their work, it never looked as good as the superstars' work, who just said, "Oh, just draw." But the guys who were really good, when I would bring it up with the teachers, they would sort of say, "Oh, but that guy's talented, Oh, that's just that's just a talented one. But you've got to learn all this fundamentals and perspective and anatomy and all this." And then the more I drew, the more I realized, like, if you're just drawing a ton, what happens is that stuff naturally starts to click much easier than if you're drawing just a bit. So I guess the superstar guys did have it right. It's not just a matter of talent. They're just drawing way
drawing a lot, and they were just very into it. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of them, what they consider talent is just what they started a lot earlier than most people. It's not that it's too late to start. It's just that for them, they started earlier, and for them, it just makes sense. It's like a baby who learned a language. You know?
Yeah. They don't think about it. They don't give it a second
thought. It becomes more second nature to them, so they consider it talent.
Which can be annoying when you want to know how they do it and they don't really know, because they can't. Like a baby won't be able to tell you, or not a baby, but a person who learned the first language. They don't know how to tell you like how they learned it. They just learned it.
Yeah. There you go. And yeah, to drive the point home, you guys, I was a lost child in the woods when I first started freaking doing manga. I spent, I kid you not, just the layout, which now takes me probably an hour, sometimes 3 hours. It depends on the complexity. But I spent, I think, like 9 hours, 2 days working just layout. That's before this stage, and I was just like, oh my god, pulling hair out and doing like just for one panel, I would do like 11 versions of it, and I would do like small thumbnails of that one page. Like I did like 12-page versions of one page. It's like come on, just do it. You know what I mean? But it wasn't always easy. It starts off very difficult, just like for many people. So don't be discouraged if oh my god, it's not easy for me. It's not supposed to be easy unless you're like Kim Jong-gi, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. I remember your progress because
Yeah, you were there.
you started and it was cool then. I thought it was cool. I thought it was like,
Thanks.
yeah, well, but then you kept getting better. Okay, so Amrish Patel asks, Jetty, do you have any color shading tutorials for Manga Studio 5?
I don't. Color is just like another beast. Just like figure drawing is, just like perspective is. Color is, I'd say, dude, watch Sycra's video on his coloring. He has one, a great one, and I actually refer to it in my brain. I don't go back and look, but he speaks the truth. So it's the one where you talk about blending. Like first you lay down one tone and then you blend another
Mm-hmm.
color over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a really good one. So I will be covering my versions because of course we all have different methods and approaches to these
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah. Yep, and I like your version. It's you were doing this thing where you were coloring in shadows and stuff, and you were looking at Kim Tai Kim. I thought that was really
Oh
cool.
yeah.
I mean, I think if people watch your channel enough, they could figure out your coloring because you give advice. It's just maybe you didn't do like one specific on coloring,
Yeah.
but you will tell people
Mhm.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
um, and guys who are watching, I am more likely to answer questions directed towards Jet than me
Oh,
because
it's cool. Answer
I'm just
if it's the secret, it's fine, man. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. If they answer the questions are going to you. I don't care.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the audience. Let's just cater to the audience. You know, what I mean? My home is your home. You feel me?
All right, all right, all right. Drag Dramain says, thanks for making that MS Manga Studio 5 coloring tutorial. It really helped me get. Jeez, it really helped me get used to it. So you did make it. You did make it, and people are thanking you for
No,
it.
it was a how to like fill in colors and stuff and ink and color. But yes, I covered. I didn't speak of the theories of the color. I just said this is what you pick and how you feel and stuff. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's how to color, not quite like what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like how to use the
Blood
tools.
Blood for Noxus asks, so my drawings are feeling really stiff. How can I loosen up?
Loosen up, loosen up, loosen up, loosen up. We're talking about organic material.
I guess.
Okay. So I think we can use an analogy first with this kind of structure. If you look at these chairs, they're all a bunch of blocks and squares just for my brain to figure out where they are in perspective. But if I turn off my perspective lines and draw around it, I can change the shape of it. You know what I mean? Give it some life by putting some sketchy lines like that. But you're probably talking about like organic material, right? So if they're talking about organic material, like a person, it all breaks down to gesture, and and I always stress don't move forward to the next step unless you've mastered. I mean, it's always okay to go on and keep drawing and try to finish your drawings, yes, but practice one stage and get it down. You know what I mean? Before you start critiquing yourself. So what I mean by that is learn your rough draft stage or your gesturing stage and just get that part of it down first, and then move on to building the shapes over it. So if, for example, let's show you. I'm going to show you my layout. As you can see, these lines tell me tell me tell these lines give me all the information I need for what's next. And if I didn't have these, I wouldn't be able to give it that gesture. So like a back arcs this way, his face is pointing this way, it's slightly rounded back here. This tells me that he's facing this way. I'm using lines, literally lines for his hands. Look how scribbly his arms is. I have his head slightly tilted this way. These are all gesture lines, and that's all I'm worried about is capturing the gesture. Like her, she's kind of like insecure. I'm at his house. I'm about to get an interview, so she's crossed her arms here, and that's how I'm trying to capture gesture. From there, I then can go over it with some cleaner lines, and it's like, how's he so alive? Like, it's because I first started with this. I have a squash, meaning it's bending inside here. It's bending here, and it's bending inside this way. Turn on the lines, and we have his form. And so yeah, it's a matter of capturing the foundations. I think you said it, Sycra. I think you said it. You said something about a cake, baking a cake. The frosting isn't gonna matter if the cake sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good one. So I think that's where it all comes down to. If you want life in your drawing, there's something wrong with your foundations and where you're starting from. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, it was a very good question. Ozj asks, when or how did you guys discover that there's nothing better to do than make art? I feel like getting better is just about how much you love art.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When did I discover it's better to just to make art and keep going with it?
When did you discover that there's nothing better to do than make art?
Professionally, I was asked this by my dad. He's actually here from Cambodia to visit, but he asked me, are you ever gonna get a state job? I'm like, why would I ever get a state job when I'm actually, I can make just as much or more doing what I love, something I love. You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer to me. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thomas Santiago says, "Hey Jet, how did you come up with those character designs? Who inspired your designs? Not the style, but the design."
Okay, we'll talk two questions. These characters are not my characters. These are actually characters, a writer's character, the person I'm working for. So the designs were based off of his drawings and references. He actually had a version of his own. If you were to click through the website, this is a drawing that he actually draws too. So the writer is also an artist, which actually helps because he can actually guide the style that he wants more better. But as far as my drawing goes, my style and stuff goes, it just comes with what I like to see in video games and stuff. But the things that I like, I pick and pull from it. And it's strange because I don't watch anime or read much manga at all. I used to be a huge fan up until 13, 14, 15. But then I just stopped consuming that material, and my style mostly comes from just things that I like to see, like DeviantArt and other concept artists and things like that. So this drawing right here was, I think, done by the writer himself. So this is something that I went off of, and from there I just
he's not bad.
Not bad. And then, for example, he did sketches of man, I don't know if I should. No, I can't. I'm not gonna go sift through my folders because you might stumble on personal stuff. But yeah, he had his own reference drawings up for me to look at for this guy. His hair was supposed to be a certain way. Yeah. So I guess I'm more fortunate than some people, right? Remember that comic book that you're about to do?
Which one?
The big one.
The big one.
You had to keep redoing the designs over and over. I'm like, they look the same.
Oh, that one? No, that was that.
It was so nitpicky, and he didn't know what he wanted, but he's trying to tell you. It's difficult to deal with clients like that sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
Yeah, it wasn't a good time.
Yeah, but I don't have him anymore. I haven't had him for.
No, yeah, no, that's what I.
Good. Everything's good. I have a question for Jet. Can you ask Sycra if he can draw?
Sycra, can you draw with us? Hey, we won't read as much. I mean, sure. We won't be able
Yeah,
to answer your
who's
questions.
gonna pay attention to the chat if I draw? You see?
Thanks, Sucker, for reading it too. Dude, you're growing your
Um,
hair out, man. That looks cool.
it's the cheapest haircut you can get is to grow it out.
um, I was shoot. I was saying like you looked like this one character in How I Met Your Mother to Ed,
You
and
keep
now you
talking
look
about
even
it.
more like him with your hair out.
Man,
It's funny.
man.
So real quick with this drawing here, if you notice all the details over here, I got a house layout and everything, blah blah. We've seen a lot of the house layout here, and a little trick that I learned is that you can get away with less detail as you progress in that page. So like here, I don't need a background. We can kind of guess what's back there. And over here, I have just a chair because it's going to be important that we know she'll be sitting in that chair. And right now, I think that chair is a bit too high. Yeah, so I drew that chair not using perspective lines. That's eyeballing it. See? Yeah, there's no perspective. So for me, I'm gonna go over here and create another. That's it. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey. 4 a.m. man. Wait,
it's 4:40 a.m. here.
shoot. Why? What happened?
Oh, I'm going to sleep soon. I told you. It was like a last minute thing where I saw you were streaming and then
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, I should say hi.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Always, man.
I don't
I've
know
been.
when you're streaming. Do
Yeah.
you announce it somewhere, or it was just
No. No.
in the
I
moment
started
this was
streaming just probably
happening?
30 minutes before I actually streamed.
Okay. So
Yeah,
in the moment.
I'm trying to stick with my schedule once a week, and today's Sunday, and I was like saying, man, I'm gonna have to make it up next week or blah blah. You know, you have that little conversation. I do, not you. You're good with your time, but I'm just like, man, I'm I've been good for the past like 4 weeks. I don't wanna fall off the wagon. So I was like, let's do it. Let's just freaking do it. And so here I am. Gonna erase that chair. See? Okay, look at this, people. There's something wrong with the gesture of the chair. Yeah, objects have gesture too. It doesn't make sense right now. It's like it seems broken,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for someone like Sycra, he can see it. For most amateurs or beginners, they might not see it. Like it looks fine, but there's a very broken feeling to it. So instead of trying to work around it and work like on a cake with bad ingredients, start the cake over with good ingredients. So I'm gonna erase the chair and do it the right way. I really like that analogy.
The cake one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it too. Sometimes I have my moments.
Sometimes you get some good shots in, man.
Yes.
You hit. Oh.
Yeah. All right. Uh.
Yeah, I'm doing this for another 20 minutes, and that'll be it for sure. Cause
Okay. Okay. Then I can probably stick around. I might get more and more tired. You know how
oh,
this goes.
I know how that rolls. I felt
I
hella bad last time you came on. I said like 3 words to you, and I was just like, damn it. And I also had a
I
bunch
don't
of like
even remember
technical
that.
difficulties, like
Really?
a lot of technical. Yeah, yeah. I kept trying to figure out whether or not people were seeing my stuff.
Gavonian says mileage doesn't make sense when you look at Cynics. You know what I think though, Gavonian? I think Cynics is constantly looking and analyzing things. I think he's like drawing without drawing. Some people do this because Art Germ talked about this too. He says he does mental drawings. Like he'll look at an object and imagine like how would I draw that? How
Hmm.
would I? I think that's what Cynics does. So, uh,
Yeah, and again, that's not so much taint.
taint.
Not so much talent. I said that too fast.
Yeah.
It's not so much talent, but it's just his personality, and the personality can make you good. Like if you're driven to draw all the time, is that talent or is that just how you are? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's a clever guy too.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah. Um, all right. All right.
So this chair is going to be facing this way. Okay, watch this, guys, real quick. We're going to be looking at her. This dot's gonna represent again where our camera is. If I point it at her, my perspective lines now will go over here. This. Now don't think of it like this all the time. Like over here in this example, we were talking about like over here. Or no, like over here. We're looking at her. Does that mean we put the vanishing point, which is this dot, on her? No, we're actually our head. It's our head, our height, the height of our head. So we're standing way above them. So the dot would be up here, and the lines. See that this is the vanishing point here, and that's where that's going to be. But in this case, we are at their height as at the same time looking at her. So there's two things that we're doing. We're looking at her and we're sitting at the same height. Actually, we're sitting at his height. That's why we're looking at there. So then we can place the vanishing point on her and not way up here. So if I put it there, notice how the chair is now going to change its direction. This instead. So I have it drawn out a different way. And I'm just like, and this still might change, but yeah. Anyways, continue, please.
People are talking about Cynics. When I watched Cynics paint on his live stream, I finally realized how to paint in Photoshop. Yeah.
Cynics is an interesting fellow. I finally got to watch one of his live streams. I was like, man, he sounds so professional and so lively and talkative and different.
Really? Then what? When we talk just
Then we talked to him
behind the
personally,
scenes? Yeah. Yeah, he's much nicer. He's much nicer.
He's much nicer
yeah.
when he's talking to you guys. Oh shoot! Actually, this chair's position is too centered. I'm gonna move it to the right.
Hey Jet, is it true you made a song? He said you made a song in his stream.
I made a song. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Oh crap! I made a song, and people were like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I'll rap it for you guys. There's a rap in there because everyone was asking. They're like, "Was there a rap?" It goes, and now you're thinking I want a sample of him. If I'm a tease, I'm gonna just leave you then. Chatter on days, bumping ground, holding your hands. I'll give it to you cause I don't play this club so packed to the now to the morning ain't shit and Mr. Cutter gonna dance. Shake it, bake it like a ball, turn to BPM. Let's see them on a drop, booty pop now drop. Damn. That's my little rap for the song that I was working on. The
Jet,
screech.
you're talking very fast.
Yeah, I have to. This the beats per minute, you know, turn to BPM, it's really fast, so.
Oh.
That's what really rapping is you're talking on rhythm, and there's tones to it, but there's a lot of sixteenths in your talking, so it's almost like a drum line, and that's kind of what makes rap interesting. You can rap it slow, you can rap it fast, syncopated, but it's less stressed on melody. Anyways, I'll play this song. I'll play it to you.
Okay.
All right. Hold up. You know one thing though?
What's that?
If I played a song and I keep if I played a song, it might be caught as copywritten. It's a Korean song, and I did the English version to it.
Oh.
And it's a Korean girl song. But let's play it anyway, man. I don't care. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna turn off. I'm gonna unplug the sound, so you might have to mute yourself. Otherwise, if you start like laughing and stuff, it's gonna be really loud. So, you good?
Mute myself.
Okay. Okay, this is a song I was working on. And then Cynics and Koso was hella cracking up over it. So, no, I didn't do that one. And I was gonna. I was gonna release it later for like I was gonna paint the girls in the song and have this play in the back, but I'm only halfway done and I didn't do the rap part yet. This is what I got so far. So yeah, the show's come to an end. I think it's fine to play it. As if it's come to an end, it's we covered everything there is to cover. Hold on. She thinks. Action. It's Jack. I just wanted to know how you doing out there. Say what's up to my girls out there. H-E-L-L-O-N-S-H-E-L-L-O-N-S-J-E-T-T-Y. Check the show. See you later, I'm gone, she knows she wiggle wiggle while I am me, that tingle tingle is killing me, keep rocking that body, straight rocking that body. See you later, I'm gone, she knows she wiggle wiggle while I am me, that tingle tingle is killing me, keep rocking that body, straight rocking that body. So what you want, then I know she keep you from me, girl, 'cause now I feel so bad for looking. Baby, you're not going to hold your hips next to me. Oh, girl, I can't take it. I'm about to get it. Hold on, man. Hold on, give me some room. Okay, never mind. Go away. Do what you do. See you later, I'm gone, she knows she wiggle wiggle while I am me, that tingle tingle is killing me, keep rocking the ball, straight rocking the ball. See you later, I'm gone, she knows she wiggle wiggle while I am me, that tingle tingle is killing me, keep rocking the ball, straight rocking the ball. The more I'd like to be a guy, the more she feels like checking me out. It's Friday night, you never know, so that's why I'm popping all night. Slowly, slowly, lay it down. Faster, faster, on the ground. Welcome to another hour. Sexiness is no issue. Oh, okay, yeah, that's it. Let me plug my sound back in. I know there's a lot of stuff you guys can't understand, but I will put the lyrics in there later in the future. It's kind of a sexy song, so maybe not too good for kids. But I know it's hard to understand, so it's okay.
Oh, kids are having sex very young these days.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Sex is what makes the world go round.
Yeah, it's like gravity is just the sun having sex with the stars.
Yeah. That's that.
That's that.
Yeah.
All right, good job, Jet.
Nice, brother.
You made everybody proud.
Oh, thanks, Sycra. You about to go? About to go?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Yeah, man. Go.
I'm gonna go, but thanks for inviting me on, and bye to everybody in the chat. And
yeah, man. Glad you can make it, man. It was pretty cool.
Peace.
Oh, peace. Thanks, Sycra, for joining. He just did a put-a-pup peace. Put-a-pup boom. Peace. Does that mean I'm gonna put-a-pup boom peace? I'm gonna put-a-pup boom peace in like 10 minutes. So yeah, it's funny. Man, this video might not be able to be monetized anymore. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm having trouble right now with these things because I'm thinking maybe the chair over here, thinking, talking, reading, chair. See, if I'm having trouble, what do? I just simplify the shapes. Like, seriously, just simplify it. Like, yeah. You know what? I think what happened was it's incorrect. The whole thing I said about the whole like vanishing point being on her, I think that's gonna not work in this instance. Yeah, I think I like what I had before. Keep the vanishing point, the horizon line, which is the blue line, on their head, on his head, and then I'm gonna line it up this way. It's just gonna make my life easier. I don't know why I decided to complicate things. Sometimes I do. And the vanishing point is gonna be there. See, vanishing point is gonna be there. So that's something that I talk about a lot. Is stick to your rough drafts or like your thumbnails, and they work. They made sense for a reason. You know, like a lot of times I remember turning in homework to my perspective teacher, and he would ask, it's like he would say, like, no, you changed the thumbnail, like you broke the shape, your silhouettes, or you changed the perspective, like what happened? Like things seem to make sense in a smaller scale or a rougher scale because it's done quicker and with more energy. So when you begin to render it and change things not based on what you had, you lose that energy. Same thing with this table. If you guys remember in the beginning of the show, I did the table coming out here, this further out, closer, left, right, and then I ended up using the rough draft. And so yeah, sticking to this rough draft. All I'm doing is adding in perspective lines, but sticking to kind of the general gesture of things. Buzz! Oh, you guys are said goodbye. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm gonna try to do this last one, and it should be enough for the end of the show. Wiggle, wiggle. Sometimes you gotta work on music, you know? Take some time off, do some music. Oops. 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 Yeah, that's a happy chair. Happy chair. And how do I know how big the chair is? Well, if she's gonna sit in it, we gotta make sure it's gonna work. And that's how we know. It's weird. A lot of things that exist in our world, in our reality, our human, like the human body is the rubric for it, the scale, the measuring tool. Everything is relation to us because, you know, it's all made for us. Cars are for us. Doors are for us. Houses, everything is related in relation to our average human, which is like 5 to 5, 10, or 5 feet, depending, 6 feet. That's not average. Streaming for another 2 hours yet? Why not look at reference? Do not leave yet. Stay forever. My art teacher talks too much. I talk too much, man. I talk too much. I actually can relate with that. I remember one art teacher who talked too much. It was frustrating. He's a good guy, very nice, but I kid you not. He gave us 2 live demos, and only one of them was related to the class. I'm not going to say the name. No, but it was so bad that we were talking so much, we weren't drawing, and we had somebody come in because of a complaint and kind of monitor his teaching style and see what he was doing, and saying like, hey, why aren't you giving them like drawing time? They're spending a lot of money. Stop talking about other things, and yeah. Yep. And one of the demos was not related to the class, something fun, something extracurricular. It was kind of frustrating. Oh, I know what you're saying, Sam. Yeah, chatty teachers are cool sometimes, if they're personable. I think if they're positive and they're just fun to relate with, then yeah, cool. But if you're losing out on learning time, then no. That's a no. Yep. Okay, 7:58. think that's it. That's it. So look out for this in the future when it's done. It's gonna be done in like maybe five more weeks or something. Got to do the inks, got to do the tones. It's got 17 pages and a lot to do. A lot to do. So yeah, check back every 8 weeks. Oh yeah, you're gonna see the second chapter first before you see this. I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. But when you do see it, it will be different and it will be finished. So I think that's about it, you guys. That's about it. But I'm gonna let you guys say your last questions. How about last question? Last questions? Yeah, last questions, real quick. I mean, if you guys have like any questions, right question. Other than that, I have to end it in like 1 minute. Normally, my shows do drag on for a long time, and keeping this really just focused on the perspective helps. Say, for example, somebody who's looking up information on this stuff, you know, um, narrow down their results. Like, wait a second, this guy's showing music. This has nothing to do with perspective. Oh, okay, yeah. You guys are probably getting your questions ready, but it's 8 now, which is it's exactly 2 hours, just about. And Sycra, he's gone to sleep. How do you train endurance with drawing, not stopping with when you get tired? You gotta sleep so you can refuel. But I'm a bad example because sometimes I draw for 2 days straight, and endurance. Here's something a Shaolin monk once said, famous Shaolin monk. He said that because they have to train really intense and it requires endurance. Things that you think are easy, no, things that you enjoy are not easy. Let's get it right this time. Things that you enjoy are easy. Things that you don't like or don't want to do are difficult, and you'll find frustrating. So it's just a matter of changing your kind of your perspective on things. Yeah, so if you enjoy it, it's not going to be difficult. Can you explain how to calculate circumference of a chair, and please be as detailed as possible? Take as much time as you need. Circumference of a chair. Use pi, I think. Will you be streaming again soon? Soon, maybe, possibly. Do you have 3D spaces to give you ideas on the world you're drawing? Do you have 3D spaces to? Well, the world that I'm drawing is based off of 3D space, the world that we're living in, the physical world. Everything's 3D, and drawing is an illusion. So, do I have 3D spaces to give you ideas? Oh yeah, well, in terms of references, yeah, I got actually like rooms like that Chris gave me to reference. So like there's an actual room and house that I can reference to. It doesn't have to look exactly like his reference, but it gives me an idea how the layout is. So that's a good question. Like, how did I figure out how this room looks? Well, based off this house, this is Google Maps. This room, it looks a lot different from the actual reference, but it gets the feeling done. I feel like general idea of how much space and things like that. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care. Ba-da-ba. Ba-da. Oh no, did I get disconnected? Oh yeah. Here we go. Okay. Ba-da-ba boom pieces, guys. Pieces boom ba-da-ups. Thanks so much for joining. Talk to you later. Bye.